Hey everybody, it is Harlan Kilstein, and today I'm going to be teaching with you how to build a list. Now, it's not like anything that you've ever heard before. I'm not going to be sharing things that you've heard. I'm not going to be advising you to do things the way that we did long ago. Gosh, when I came on the internet, um, there was a list building technique and everybody thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But you know what? Time and the internet have changed just a little since then. So the the goal of this webinar is to show you something that you've never seen before, the potential of building lists. This is not even the 2014 model. This is the 2015 model. Now, I see people here from all over the world, um, but before I get started on content, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear my voice. Let me know, type in yes, I hear you, or no, I don't hear you, or who are you, whatever it is. Okay. Seeing a lot of friends on here. That's good. Sexy voice. Okay. All right. See some pretty big names here, too. Okay. Lots of people. Okay. So here we go. We are ready to rock. Now, what I'm going to show you. I'll show you now. We're going to go and we're going to be learning something. If you have questions, type them in. Glenna will get them to me at the end. Let me just make sure that we are recording. Yes, we are recording. We're ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Okay. So let me ask you a series of questions here. Here's the question. Number one, what if you could have a responsive list built rapidly? And I hope you know the difference between a responsive list and a non-responsive list. Like in the history of direct marketing, there was always the dream that finding an offer so good that you could mail to all the names in the phone book. Unfortunately, it would be a very poor way of doing business because just mailing because you have someone's name, just because you have their address, assuming that they're going to be interested in your offer is probably one of the biggest mistakes that people could make in business. What you really want is you want a list that is targeted and you want a list that is responsive. A targeted responsive list is worth a lot of money. A big list is not necessarily worth money. So keep that in mind. If you're taking notes, you want to write down targeted and responsive. Those are our most important terms. Now, when you mail today, frankly, whether you're using GetResponse, Aweber, Confusionsoft, iContact, MailChimp, whatever you're doing, you have to worry about whether your mail is going to get delivered. Now, I know how many people here have found sometimes a valuable piece of email in their spam folder. Who's that happened to? Happened to me just today. People say, sure, many times, everybody. Okay. People saying all the time. Absolutely. Okay. Moi. Okay. Yes. Moi too. So what if you didn't have to worry about email filters? Okay. Ever since Gmail updid itself and outdid itself last year by filtering in mail that was selling, marketers all over the world have talked about just how much how poorly their email lists are performing. Okay, and that's why everybody is seeing what we can do to get our email in. Now, what if you could reach this targeted list quickly with content that they want to hear about and offers that they would be interested in? And what if you rapidly build a relationship with this list and then you sell them stuff? Okay, I'm going to take it for granted. I'm going to take it for granted that everyone can finish the sentence here, and that is, the sentence is, the money is in the, and you should all be typing in the word list, and everybody knew that one. The money's in the bank. Okay, well, that person after my own heart. Okay, so here was list building when I got started in the internet in 2004. Okay, you put up a squeeze page. Those days, a squeeze page was very, very simple. The squeeze page consisted typically of a picture, and it said in big print, enter, maybe it had a headline, but the key was, enter your email address and we'll send you emails. Okay? Now, that's a real appetizing offer. Like, oh my God, send me more emails. Whoa. Hey, Mavis, this guy's going to send us emails. This is fantastic. Just what I wanted. No, it didn't work. So then what we started doing is we started giving people an offer. Opt in, enter your email address, and you will get enter your email address and you will get my free report. You will see my free video. Enter my free report and you will get my free flowchart. And so people joined your email list. Now, of the people who join your email list, a very, very minute percent of people are going to buy something right away. A very, very few, minute number of people are going to buy something right away. The majority of the people who are on that list are going to buy something, ready, between 6 months and 18 months down the road. 6 months and 18 months down the road. And so I don't know about you, but I would rather not wait for 18 months to make a sale. Now remember, a huge percent of your emails will never be delivered. Okay? I don't care who you're with. There's no such thing as 100% of your emails getting delivered. Okay? However, they're right. The bigger your list, the more money you will make. So what do you have to do if someone's on your list and they aren't going to buy for 6 months to 18 months? What do you have to do, guys? What do you have to do to get money out of them? Adam gets it right away. You have to keep emailing them. And by the way, can you keep emailing them the same thing? No, Willie, one of the gods of internet marketing, is on here, Willie Crawford, and he says, no, you can't do that. You're going to have to you're going to have to find out what's interesting to them. And if it's not interesting and if it's not valuable, then they're going to unsubscribe, or they're just going to click spam, or they're just going to click delete. And the percent of the people who are opening your emails goes way, way down. Okay? Now, this is the way, and this is what's typically still being taught today. Okay? This is what's still being taught today. However, there may just be a better way. And that's what this is talking about. This is about finding out that better way. So here we go. What's wrong with doing it the traditional way? Okay? What's wrong with doing it the traditional way? Well, many of you people who are on the call remember when Google cracked down on two things: squeeze pages and long sales letters. Okay? Squeeze pages went out in what was called the first Google slap. And the first Google slap came along around 2006, and Google said, enough of these squeeze pages. Everybody was using the ask pages from Alex Mandossian back then. You know, it was Ask Alex Mandossian or Ask Harlan Kilstein. And these were domains. Everybody bought them, so you could use the software. And those pages worked, but then Google came in and said, nope, we don't like them. And ever since then, if you want to collect email addresses, Google makes you jump through hoops and roll over a heck of a lot better than my dog, who will only roll over if there's a TREAT in sight. I can't say it because she'll be over here begging for one, but they make you jump through all kinds of hoops. Now, Facebook is really wishy-washy about them. I'm hearing more and more people who are being told that they can't, that Facebook is being pretty wishy-washy about them. Okay, if Facebook has been stopping some, letting people go directly to certain types of lead pages, etc. So squeeze pages, people still teach about them, but they work well if you have JV people mailing for you. They don't work so well if you're going to cold lists, especially from Google. Now, when you're using your email list, we've already talked about that emails are probably not going to, or there's a good chance that your emails will not be delivered to an inbox. I cannot tell you, Sandra's in the other room, she can nod or tell me if I'm wrong, is that people who sign up for our lists, typically on Aweber, tell us that they've never received an email from us, even when they've paid for the program. And sometimes we have to switch email addresses because for some reason, Aweber will not deliver to certain email boxes. And people are very frustrated and they get very upset. But, we're just trusting that Aweber is going to deliver our emails. It's a misplaced trust. Now, of the emails that get into a box, a tiny fraction. Okay, how many people are not hearing me? Well, I guess those people aren't going to be able. Do you hear me? Okay, Seamus, you're as good as gold. Okay, so Glenna?
Yes.
Can you type in, please, that, oh my gosh, all the way from Italy, Robin Good is on the call. Hey, Robin, wow. The master of curation is on this call. Okay, could you type in that if someone can't hear me, they should please, yeah. Thanks, Robin. Honor to have you here. Could you please type in, Glenna, that if someone can't hear, they should log out and try and sign back in again because the sound is working. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's say that your emails get into the inbox. Only a fraction of your emails will be open. People talk about their open rates. I know that Frank Kern, when he had a dog list, he said that his email open rate was, ready? 0.5%. 0.5%. Okay? Now, he made You're gonna people. He still made money. He made $1 million that year. Okay, he made $1 million that year, but folks, only a tiny fraction will ever be opened. Of the emails that are open, only a fraction are going to read them. A smaller fraction will click on them. A smaller fraction will buy something. And people say the money is in the list. I mean, this is absurd what people are doing. Okay? Does this work? Yes, this works. People on email lists are responsive. But even when if in internet marketer lists, people know to expect emails. But even on our dog list, where we have tens of thousands of people who have signed up to learn more about us, we get, who are you? Why are you sent? And this is, we email them every week. People don't know. And plus, older people, if they aren't in internet marketing, they think every email they get is potentially spam. Okay. So yeah, the money's in the list, but what if we updated ourselves and we stopped using 2005, 2004 technology and we went ahead to 2014, 2015? That's what this is about. So what a lot of people are saying that we should be doing is that you should build a Facebook fan page instead. And until recently, this was a really good idea. You built a fan page, and if someone, and you got likes, and if people liked your fan page, they were going to see your messages. But then Facebook discovered something over time that they had no idea, and that was that people were liking more pages than they ever expected. People were liking pages that they liked for the moment but didn't like for all time. And all of a sudden, there were more people clamoring for pages on the timeline than there was room for it. So Facebook said, okay, well, how could we do this? We could evaluate, which ones we like better, which ones they like better, or we could make our people on Wall Street happy and we can sell the places on the timeline. And okay, we have a choice to try and figure out what people really want to see, or make our, or we can make our stockholders happy. Which one do you think they chose, folks? That's right. They chose the money. They chose Wall Street, the stockholders. That's exactly who they went after. And ultimately, you have to understand that that's who they're responsible to. They are responsible to make money with this. So here we are. Facebook is killing organic search. This should not be new to you. If you have a Facebook page, you've seen it. You've felt it. They want you to buy ads. They want you to buy ads because it makes their stockholders happy. They also want you to buy ads to get into the people's timelines. Now, if you buy ads, everybody has noticed that you get more bang for your buck by keeping people on Facebook. Okay, so you can bring people, you can buy an ad, and if you keep people on Facebook, your costs are actually much lower than taking them off Facebook. Facebook wants to keep people on Facebook. Here's an interesting statistic. I did some research today that of the time, just to give you an idea, of the time that people spend online, nearly 50% of the time is spent on Facebook. They either have Facebook open or they're on it on their phone. I know that of a significant number of people here have Facebook open they're following their news feed. I know, because every time I do a webinar, I see people on the webinar actively posting during the webinar. So, folks, this is why they're making so much money. Okay, this is why they're making so much money, because they can charge, because they have the audience. And that is the most important element. If you've got the audience, then you've got everything. Okay, so Facebook clamps down on internal links. And if you want to take people off Facebook, it's going to cost you. Now, external links still work great if you have a great headline. Okay, but unfortunately, buy this is not a great headline. Okay, as much as I would like, buy my product now, that's not going to be it. So you have to be creative to get people to buy, but you could still make a lot of money with a large active fan page. And the potential is, there are people saying that they make about $10 to $15 a year per fan on their fan page. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. How many people now? People say I just snagged them. How many people now? I won't make fun of you much. How many people? How many people now have Facebook open? For example, Robin in Italy. Who else? Who else has it open? I do. Yes. Yep. I do. 24 hours open. I do. Snap. Moi. I do. Me. I got a few no's. I do. Me. I do. It's open. I'm not paying attention to it. I'm in one of your groups. I have 2 Facebook accounts open. What's Facebook? 24/7, 365. Oh my God. Robin. Dan Rain, another internet pioneer on the call. Hi, Dan. Welcome. He says yes. So just to give you an idea, a huge number of people are on it, and on it all the time. So there is huge money on Facebook, but in order to get people to read your stuff, you have to have one of 2 things. Okay? We've talked about it. One of 2 things. You need large engagement, or you need to buy. Okay? Those are the only 2 ways to make money on Facebook. Okay? If you have large engagement, then you don't have to get Facebook to, you don't have to give money to Facebook. But Facebook's clamping down on you. They're squeezing everybody until sooner or later you surrender and give them money, or you just say, you know what, I give up on Facebook. I'm going to go back to Twitter and be in the middle of all the Twitter spam. So those are the 2 choices. So let's talk about advertising. By the way, are we going at a good pace for everybody? Are we at a good pace? Everybody following me? Not going too fast, not going too slow? Okay, I'm excited. I'm going a little faster because I'm so excited. Okay. All right. Pace is good. Pace is good. Great. Okay. Too slow. All right. Always a wise guy. Okay. So advertising on Facebook is about having an ROI. And that's the bottom line. If you can advertise from a page, people, if this is a page with engagement, you can get added trust. So advertising or boosting a post, if it's done correctly from an added from a page, will probably give you a really good ROI. Paid post engagement from a page that people know, like, and trust can give you an incredible boost. By the way, nobody should just boost a post on your page, because Facebook says, all right, you want to boost a post? Here I go. Eeny, meeny, jelly beanie, I'm going to pick the one for you. And they pick the worst possible targeting for you. Always, when you're boosting a post, pick your target market. And that means, unfortunately, that for right now, you should not be boosting a post from your Facebook mobile app, which does not allow good targeting. I spoke to the people at Facebook. I told them that. They paused for a second, thought about it, and they said, yep, you're right. So do not do boosted posts from your phone because you are wasting money. I did a boosted post from my phone recently, and I got a call from one of my people over to the Dogging Post. Goes, hey, Harlan, stop your post. Facebook targeted India. Right, India. That was my number one goal, target India to sell a dog product in the United States. So unless you are very selective in boosting your post, as selective as in any other Facebook advertising, that money is going to go down the drain. On the other hand, if you're advertising and you're targeting well from a page and people know you, like you, and trust you, you can make a lot of money. All you care about is ROI. And for the ROI, I've seen a really bad case of ROI be 2 to 1, get $2 back for every dollar I invest. That's a bad case of ROI. Typical ROI that I've seen is $4 for every dollar I invest. Heck, these are both better than banks or Wall Street. And I've gotten as much as $22 back for every dollar I've invested. Now, I've told you, I believe I told you that there are people who make significantly better than that. In my special report, we mentioned that the last webinar we talked about Kevin Nations, who does something like 70,000 to 1. I mean, just absurd. Oh, I'm sorry, not to 1. To every $7 investment from him brings back 70,000. Every $7 investment brings back 70,000. So the bottom line is that's a pretty good amount of money. Now, years ago, when I was a kid, I really liked fishing. But when I came back to fishing as an adult, I think fish were allergic to me. None of the fish wanted to bite my thing. As a matter of fact, I have to relearn fishing. Okay, wait a minute. We got a problem. Glenna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, my thing just went nuts over here. Okay. So when I got older, I wanted to learn how to fish again. And we are in the middle of a thunderstorm here. Don't go anywhere. If I get locked out, if I get kicked off, I'll be back. But we're in one of those Florida thunderstorms now. So learning to fish, I remember meeting someone who taught me the most important thing, which was that each fish had its own bait, each fish had its own lures, each fish you had to hold the rod in a different position, and each fish you had to retrieve it in a different way. And once I learned that, I started catching fish. Even I went salmon fishing, and once I learned this trick, I was pulling in more salmon than we knew what to do with. Now, one of the nice things about Facebook, especially since they've told us that fan page organic search is down, is that you don't even need a page to advertise. You can do something that's called a dark post, and you can get people, even pretty cold list people, to buy something. The problem is you need to have a really expensive product to get a good ROI. So, you could spend $1,000 in Facebook ads, and you can in return get 20, 30, 40,000 or more back. It's just a matter of making sure you have great ROI. But if you're not selling something that's $10,000 or more, you really want to make sure you're getting your bang for the buck. And the key is targeting. Now, I went off on a rant on Facebook recently because of a new program that appeared, and I talked about how it wasn't very good, and they challenged me to look at it, and I looked at it, and I said that the problem with it was that it literally did not teach targeting at all. And the targeting method that they chose was the targeting method used by an agency. Okay, an agency spends your money and doesn't really care about your return. That's not why they exist. They exist to make money as an agency. Yes, they want you to make money, but they're not really concerned that you get every dollar out, the highest ROI possible. They just don't work that way, unfortunately. So what I want you to pay attention to is that the key, and the super key, is targeting. Okay, so we talked about targeted lists above. Now we're on Facebook. We talked about targeted and responsive. The next word to write, targeted, targeted Facebook advertising. Targeted Facebook advertising makes you a lot of money. Untargeted Facebook advertising pours money out the drain. Now what we're going to do is, for some people are going to know about this, but for most people this is going to be a little bit new. Stick with me because we're going deep now. If you guys are ready, inhale because we're really going deep. Now, if you have, if you're on Facebook and you're fairly active on Facebook, you're going to see that Facebook is going to suggest friends to you based on their ideas of who you want to be friendly with. Everybody type in the strangest, most accurate friend Facebook has found for you. When they suggest friends, tell me the strangest, most accurate friend that Facebook has ever found for you. High school pal who changed his last name. Somebody from India. Someone who even looked like you. The president of Hewlett Packard. A gang member from his neighbor. His ex. Okay, very funny. Well, I found some pretty amazing people. Okay, Facebook. Facebook has found, suggested when I moved. Okay, I literally moved our office down the block. Okay, we came into the office, and the next day, Facebook suggested my new neighbor to me. Okay, all right, Facebook. Okay, where's the bug? Okay, Facebook. My son, we live in Boca Raton, Florida. My son's best friend lives in Hollywood, Florida. Okay. They suggested that I might want to be friends with his dad. Okay. That's pretty targeted. All in all, for Facebook to for Facebook to suggest someone be your friend, they have to find, get this, 1,000 points of commonality between you. Okay? Some are going to be mutual friends. Some are going to be you clicked like on one of their links. Some of it's going to be that Facebook, just on its own thinking, finds you have something in common. Now, I have seen the most amazing things come from that Facebook suggested friends list. The last big shocker to me was that my oldest son has been out of high school now for 11 years. They suggested I friend the mother of a family where our kids used to go and sleep over at each other's homes. And not only is that woman became my Facebook friend, she's even on this call, okay, because she's interested in Facebook for her business. She's a nutritionist, okay? So the bottom line is Facebook's pretty accurate. Okay, so here's where we go. Stick with me, all right? This is maybe new for a lot of you. If you already have an email list, even if it's a small email list, you can upload your email list to Facebook. Now, I did this with someone this morning. I talked him through the steps. He had an email list of people that bought a product he sold them 2 years ago. He uploaded the email list. That was around 1,200 names of buyers. By the time Facebook processed the email addresses, it took that 1,200 down and reduced it to about 800, because Facebook only recognizes an email address if it's the same email address that the person used as their Facebook address. Okay, so if you use a separate, and I know a lot of people have separate addresses for PayPal than they do for other things. If you are on lists with like your PayPal address and it's not your Facebook email address, Facebook just ignores that data. So they took his list and they whittled it down, and I think he ended up with a list of either 600 or 800. And he said, great, now I have a targeted list, and that's known as, another word to write down, that's known as a Facebook custom audience. Okay. So far, this may be new for some people, but we're not anywhere near the excitement level yet. You can take your email list, which is now a custom audience, and you can tell Facebook, okay, go ahead and create a lookalike audience. Now, Facebook overnight will build an audience for you. Now, Facebook gives you a choice. You want them to build an audience, create an audience. You want to create a lookalike audience, and you want to create a lookalike audience based on your email list. Facebook will give you a choice. Do you want a big list or do you want an accurate list? Okay, and the choice, of course, is you should always choose accuracy. Now, if you have anywhere near a decent size list, even 1,000 names, Facebook will turn that list into a lookalike audience of approximately 2 million overnight. 2 million people in your lookalike audience. And Facebook is telling you that based on 1,000 different points of data with each one, these people are like your email list. Okay, how cool is that? Let's have a round of applause for Facebook. Okay, so this is gold. Not yet. Not yet. We're getting there. Now, you can also create a lookalike page based on your fan page. Now, this is important stuff. I have a page that's called Meditation Techniques Daily. It keeps growing like a weed. And in the early days, it grew with a lot of names from India, Pakistan, wherever we're fighting, we have people there. Nigeria, Lord knows where people, Syria, there's apparently a click farm in Turkey. Okay, so you can also create a lookalike audience based on your fan page, but then Facebook does something that's really awesome. Listen to this. Facebook specifies that you could build your custom lookalike audience for a fan page based on the country. So when I built a lookalike audience for Meditation Techniques Daily, and it found people who presumably are interested in meditation, okay, I specified that they be in the United States. Now, this works all around the world. Someone messaged me the other day, and they said, hey, Harlan, I'm interested in reaching people who like yoga in Denmark. You know, can Facebook work for me? And I actually had him send me the list. I uploaded it to my account, and he had 600 or 800 names. Let's assume it was 800 names, and of people in Denmark. Okay, so Facebook uploaded it, processed it. 2 minutes later, it told me that the list was available. I told Facebook, okay, I want to build a lookalike audience based on my custom audience. And they said, what country would you like it for? And I said, United States, even though he told me Denmark. And it said, not possible. I said, okay, build it for Denmark. And boom, an hour later, Facebook let me know that I had an audience of people interested in yoga in Denmark, and that list was 36,000. And the guy said to me, well, gee, Harlan, you know, our country's so big. How come only 36,000? And I said, because this is a highly targeted list. What would it mean to you financially to be able to take this list and to turn them into buyers? And he said, I said, what would it take? You know, what would it be worth to you? And then he said, oh, I get your point. So now Facebook is going to deliver to us a highly targeted list, either based on our email list or based on a page. Now, right now, you cannot target someone else's page. But we've seen already that stuff like this can change over time. Here's something that we are looking forward to. I call this the Facebook stalker method. I don't know if I've talked about it, but in September, all right, this is awesome. Facebook hated it when I told them that my name for it was the Facebook stalker method. Here's what I hated, that you will be able to, in September, target people who have gone to a particular website, okay, to a particular website. So let's say, if he's on the call, Dan Rain has an awesome website called The Immediate Edge, okay? And I decide, you know what? I think Dan's customers are my customers. Oh, Dan's saying thanks. Well, wait to hear this part, Dan. You won't take back your thanks. In September, according to plan, Facebook will let me target people who have visited Dan's Immediate Edge site, even if they don't have any idea that I'm going to market to them. Facebook is teaming up with people who are data mining, and so you are going to be able to target huge, specific sites and get the best of the best in your advertising. Facebook is committed to making this the best advertising platform in the world, and Dan says, yes, everybody should target him because it's perfect demographic, okay? And the answer is, can this be done cheaply? And the answer is yes. If you do it right, it can be done very cheaply, okay? Now, that's what's coming. It doesn't exist now, okay? So now let's throw in a word of caution. I want you to understand that there's a little bit of wisdom here coming. All right, now, The problem is that the people on these massive lookalike lists, they don't know you. The people on these lists don't like you. However, okay, those are the negatives. However, the people on these lists are statistically more likely to buy from you. And if you do it the way Facebook wants, or the way some of the programs are looking, if you have enough money to test with, eventually you will get it right. And to me, that's not good enough. Okay? That's not good enough. So the bottom line here is that you can get these lists, but getting these lists from being your custom audience to being your people giving you money audience, that's the gap that's missing right now until right now. With your permission, I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay? Everybody ready for that? Okay, so let's go further. So what we need to do here is, first of all, number one, recognize that just off Facebook alone is that there are people who are doing 500 to 600K a month. Okay, 500 to 600K a month just off Facebook. Okay, there are people who are selling products, who are selling supplements, who are doing 100K a month. Easy off Facebook. Now, they're not selling to people that they know, okay? They're getting people who don't know them to buy from them. They are converting people who don't know them to people who like, trust, and want to buy from them. And the way that they do this is that they build a list using lookalike custom audiences. So, for example, let's say I'm selling a supplement, okay? And I get enough sales. So what happens is I can upload my custom audience to Facebook of the people who have bought my product. Facebook will give me all of the information about that list. I can now target people exactly in that demographic and make even more money even faster. But if you want to know how to do this, if you want to be in on the secrets of making 500 to 600K a month, then by all means, you can contact people like Kevin Nations, who will show you how to do it. It'll cost you $75,000 to learn these strategies and get started. And you know what? For some people, that's a really valuable investment. $75,000 to make 500 to 600K a month. That's good money. Okay. But a lot of people say, no, I'd rather do it myself, and I'd rather do it for less. So in the past 10 days, this is really cool. In the past 10 days, using Facebook, I've built a list of 12,000 people who know me, like me, and trust me. Okay? They know me, they like me, and they trust me. Okay? And I'm going to keep increasing that number. Now, the interesting thing is, with the system that I've developed, you do the work once and you reap the benefits forever. Okay? You do the work once and the list just keeps growing. Remember, it didn't start at 12,000. It started at virtually nothing. Okay? And then I think I uploaded a list of 200 names, 400 names, and Facebook converted it into a list of 2 million names. And now Facebook has built me a responsive list of 12,000 people in 10 days. Now, here's something that's really cool. Really cool is that I'm getting emails already from the people on this list. I'm also getting private messages saying, you know what? You have good information. Do you have something that I can buy? Can I hire you? I know these people less than a week, and I'm getting emails every day saying, can I buy something from you? I trust you. I want to give you my money because the information you've given me has been really good. Okay? When people come up to you and they say, can I give you money? You know that the system that you have is working. Okay? So what I've decided to do is the method that I'm now using in 3 different, totally different industries, and none of them are internet marketing. Now, I say to people, and I posted on Facebook today, that a lot of people use internet marketing lists, and they say, hey, look at the results that I'm getting an internet marketing list. You can get the same results in your niche. That's not what I'm seeing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not using my internet marketing lists for these. I'm using other lists. I'm using people who want self-improvement. I'm using people who are interested in dog products. Those are the lists. I want this for real products because I want to stay low. I want to stay out of sight. I want to make my money and keep everybody happy, including Facebook. And as long as I'm getting my 22-to-1 ROI, I'm just going to keep making that money day after day, crushing it. So I have decided that I'm going to teach a 6-week course. The 6-week course is designed to build you a large responsive list faster than anything you've dreamed possible. And this works even if you don't have a list in this area yet. So in 6 weeks, you can have a responsive, hungry list of 50 to 70,000, even if you don't have a list today. Okay? And this is what's going to be in the course. In week number 1, there's going to be an overview. I'm going to explain how the entire system works, and I'm going to give you homework to do. In week number 2, we're going to zero in on targeting. Everybody on the call is going to go over their targeting with me, and I'm going to be involved. These are going to be working sessions. These are not going to be lectures. These are going to be working with me in webinars. Week number 3, I teach you, this is what I've come up with that is working so well. It's a technique called the bounce back. I'm going to teach you how to do the bounce back, and the bounce back is what takes unresponsive people and begins to make them responsive. It starts them along the way so that when they see you, they say, wow. Not only are these people saying, wow, I am seeing my stuff to this list being shared in the highest percent that I've ever seen. I think in the past 10 days, it's been shared so many times that it's reached, like, I saw the number this morning. As of this morning, the shares have reached 173,000 people. So it's growing virally, okay? So you're going to learn the bounce back, which is the core of what this is all about. In week number 4, I'm going to show you specific Facebook advertising for list building. And the Facebook advertising is not going to be, okay, let's mail to a squeeze page. Oh no, we're going to be way more sophisticated than that. Okay, remember, it's not 2004, 2005. We are going to be mailing for awesomeness. Week number 5, you're going to learn drip, drip, boom. You're going to get that list to explode for you in ways that you haven't dreamed possible. You're going to be able to reach these people. They're going to look forward to hearing from you. Believe me, when they see you, whether it's in their email box or whether it's going to be in their stream, they're going to know. And plus, for our more advanced students, we're going to be using retargeting so that we are seen everywhere. We're going to turn the entire internet into your list building mechanism. And then week number 6, all about getting to know you, getting to get people to buy for you. So this is what my instant list method is about. Now, I decided to open this up this week to 10 people. The reason that it's only open to 10 people is this is not going to be lecture. This is going to be me rolling up my sleeves, getting to know each of the 10 people and working with them. And there were a couple of people who said, oh my God, I've got to be in on that. As of right now, right before the call, Sandra told me that someone just, sent in their credit card number. So when I made the slides, there were 6 positions open. Now, as soon as Sandra runs it, they're going to be 5. And I'm really going to be tight about this. So if you're serious, and I'm going to tell you in a minute who this is not for, but if you've heard enough and you really want to do this, Glenna will type it in if she hasn't already done it, and that is Kilstein.com instant list method. There it is, and you can go there. It's a first come, first serve. First one, first in, and then we'll cut it off. Now, here's what I need to tell you. Some people are going to say, what about a payment plan? If you need a payment plan, Facebook, and you're in the United States, Facebook offers a pay later plan. In the pay later plan, just when you log in, before you pay, look down on the bottom, and you will see what the pay later option. So, folks, this is something that's making me money already. Okay. I'd really love for you to do this. This is something, it's not my main focus. I want to work with 10 people, 10 people who are my beta testers. And then I'm going to open it up in September, and it's going to be a lot more than that. So if you're interested, you want to get on this, I'll take your questions now, but I'm telling you something, that these lists that I am creating are money lists. These are not fluff lists. These are money lists. Okay. All right. Are there any questions? I'll take questions.
Okay, Adam's asking, will you help us in choosing the right money niche?
Oh, yes. So let me, and thanks, Adam, for asking that. But let me say something that doesn't work yet, or it's untested yet. Someone called me, and he had a local tire business. And he was in a small town, and I told him right away, this is not for you. I don't want people who are frustrated on this. I want people who are choosing something big, something large, something that people are passionate about, and being able to sell them. I would prefer that you already have a product. If you don't, I'll work with you on creating a product. But the goal is, just having a list doesn't mean anything until you get them to buy from you. And that's what this is all about. You have a large list and you get them to buy. Not a cannibalized list, not a dead list. Fresh, constantly refreshing names. If Facebook, you will probably run out of names sometime in the year 2022. This is something that's really awesome. So the answer is yes, but please don't do this for a local business.
Okay, and John wants to know, how does this work if I have no list at all?
And the answer is that we'll teach you right from the beginning what you need to do to start getting people to join your list. You do not have, as I said at the beginning, You do not have to have a list to do this. Okay?
Okay, and I have a few people asking if a variation on this is going to be offered with the 6 and 6 people, or if you would do it again later after the 6 and
Again,
6
I'm
people
going
are
to
going.
evaluate after the lists and seeing how much everybody is, how it's working for everybody, what the size of the list that they're getting, which is my primary thing, is my thing for the 10 people. I want to focus on the results for the 10 people. I want them to become raving fans. And then um, people are emailing me, friends going, "Hey, Harlan, I'm your friend. Can you add me to your new list building program?" Um, okay. So, folks, people are trying to jump the line. Just follow the directions. Okay. Follow the directions, go there, and there are now 5 places available.
Okay, and does this only work if they have their own products, or will it work with affiliate
It would
things as
work with
well?
affiliate products. I've tested this with affiliate products, and it's working like a hot darn. I took my list for meditation techniques daily, and um, Glenna, whose birthday was it this past week?
The Dalai Lama.
Right. And there's nobody bigger in the meditation world than the Dalai Lama. So we went and we took the Dalai Lama birthday thing, and we have definitely been making back our money and then some with people that we took from Facebook's lookalike audience. We warmed them using our process, our bounce back, and now they're buying already, and that's just in days. And if they're buying an affiliate product off Amazon, and the Amazon sales this week are just off the charts.
Okay, and Megs wants to know, what if you do not have any Facebook marketing experience whatsoever?
Then we'll talk slowly.
Is there any niche that this method would be a challenge for?
The only thing that it would be is that would be a challenge right now that I can see is a local business. Now, as a matter of fact, I have to tell you that a local business is using this method and they're just blown away by the method. It's not even a local business in the United States is using this method. However, we don't have results for them because they're not selling a product, they're selling a service. So therefore, I'd like to go after the low-hanging fruit first, and then we can deal with this for local businesses.
Okay, and Lynn wants to know, does Facebook keep your custom lists, or are they yours?
Both. Well, first of all, you cannot download your custom list from Facebook. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use the bounce back technique to make them yours.
Okay, and what do you estimate they will have to be prepared to spend for advertising?
Um, Again, you can ramp this up and you can start selling pretty quickly to them. So that list of that I had that I took about 12,000 names cost me about $400 to build. But I've already made back 100 or 200 the first week, so that's pretty good.
Okay, and will there be any ongoing support after the 6 weeks?
This system is you set it and forget it. By the end of the 6 weeks, if you're doing, let me turn the phone off here. If you're doing what I'm suggesting, this will be set and forget. You will be set. You won't need ongoing support.
Okay, and I think a couple of people are trying to pay through PayPal, and I think they're having a couple issues. Would they need to just email Sandra or?
Yes, you could put in Sandra's email address at otcpublishing@gmail.com. If you want to pay with your credit card, you can call Sandra. You just may have to wait for her to get through to you. The number to call Sandra is 561 395 7400. And just, Sandra, if the phone rings, take numbers and call people back. First 10 only. First 5 only. Okay, so any last questions? Because I'm going to jump off and go run through my Facebook list.
Okay, yeah, you've answered all the questions.
Fantastic. All right, folks, I hope you're one of the lucky 5 spots that are open, and we're going to get started, and people are going to be talking about this is not evolutionary. This is revolutionary. What this group is going to be about. This group is going to have results that they're either going to be bragging about, or they're just going to run silent, run deep, and make lots of money. So I'm real happy. I'm real excited. This is where the future is, folks. Don't use the technology from 2004. Use the technology that's going to get you paid in days, not months. All right, folks, this is Harlan. See you on the inside. Bye. Thanks, Glenna.
You're welcome.